Shankar Palsikar. And it was just like listening to a voice coming from another world through a medium which was so expressive, so eloquent, and so emotionally and aesthetically involved with the person and his ideas. So during those days, I got a sense that this is somebody I know. Not just by looking at reproductions of his work, but by actually being allowed to enter his mind, to enter his thought process, and then through that, to then come to his paintings. It was, I must say, a privilege, and this exhibition now happens when I hope I shall have the chance, after all the formalities are over, to actually go around and look at the work. Thank you.
I request the Sinners Divine to kindly come forward to felicitate the Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University, Shri Sanjay Deshmukh. Please come forward.
At the outset, I would like to apologize for the delayed arrival in this August gathering. And I sincerely feel bad that I could not come on time. We have in today's luminaries many distinguished personalities, and some among them are on the dais, and they are Shri Prabhakar Kolte, Shri Satyashil Deshpande, Shri Ganesh Haloi, Shrimati Shanta Gokhale, Shri Kiran Nagarkar, Firoza Ben Godrej, and among all of you, we have the family of Shraddheya Shankar Palsikar and the children with whom I grew as a child, particularly Alok, who was in my class during 11th and 12th, and his younger brother Ushana, one of the most inspiring young boy. Normally you don't have idols among your contemporaries, but I have been very fortunate to probably have an eye of that Sanjay of Mahabharata, who may not have seen remotely, but I could pick up good things from each and everybody I saw, no matter young or elderly. And therefore the qualities that these three, including Niyati, were able to express without even knowing what they are expressing in terms of their expressions, body language, and the culture, the cultural upbringing that was imbibed within them by their parents, I was able to pick up. And I still remember their wonderful mother, a true homemaker, and a true equal half of Kaka. I was quite young to be able to understand the depth and the acute expansion of knowledge that Kaka perceived, consciously nurtured, and exhibited through his writings, through his paintings, and through his very unassuming behavior, particularly with those like me who never knew what he was actually. And we used to be introduced to him in terms of referring to him as younger brother of Nana Palsikar. I think he was beyond such recognition in terms of being recognized by his family members, because he was a worldly artist, which I later realized as I grew with various subjects of my interest, one of which was, of course, fine arts. We were very fortunate, actually, to have shifted to a colony which was a part of an upcoming town called Thane. And to reach our society, we didn't even have a motorable road. So those were the days when I moved to Sriranga Society from Haji Ali Government Quarters, and from a school like Shardashram Vidya Mandir, whose music hall was larger than the Sriranga Vidyalaya where I studied till my 10th standard. And Alok and Ushana, those days were in schools where they used to have a uniform with tie, and that was one of the very fascinating sights for me, because in my school we did not have a uniform with a tie. And that particular impression of watching them lasted and got transferred into my thinking about how I should be when I take up something as a professional. Became evident when from the day one when I joined my formal duties as a professional, as a scientist with MS Swaminathan on 18th of December 1990, I started wearing a tie. And till today, even though my attire is like slightly different, where you cannot notice whether I'm wearing a tie, I still wear a tie inside. And I have seen the days where I was working with NGOs where I wouldn't have a table and a chair to sit, but I was a director. I still wore a tie because I felt the expression of you, not as a person, but as a representative of the association with which you are, and you're recognized, should be always like expressing in the best possible manner. And that's what I initially learnt, or what people talk about me. The seeds of that have been in those days where I had a chance to spend my childhood with these three brothers and sisters. Those were also the days when we had a good fortune of having in Sriranga Society two more very eminent, rather three very eminent stalwarts from the field of performing arts and also fine arts. One of them was Mama Pense, a great theatre artist who in his mid-70s at that time had shifted, rather he was a resident of our society. And the second and third were a duo who always inspired me, like Kaka, Sambhaji Kadam and Jyotsna Madam, who is sitting in the audience. They were actually neighbors, vertical neighbors of Palsikar Kaka, because Palsikar Kaka used to stay on the ground floor and they on the third floor. And we have seen, and then of course came to know the exquisite and very inspiring qualities of what human beings can be, and what the thinking process of their mind can express in terms of colors on canvas or words on paper. And all the three, I think, are connected with that Advaita, which probably is a very difficult subject to talk about. But I have been an ardent reader of all the subjects, and now that I am a Vice Chancellor, every second or third day I have to give a speech on a subject which may not be mine. And I'm really blessed to be able to really read every day different things, and I connect myself with all these unforeseen powers of nature and what we call it as God. Palsikar Kaka's work, of course, has been talked about, has been written about, and has been shown in this August gathering. But this very building also has very fond memories of mine, because this was part of the Institute of Science where I studied during my MSc and PhD. And then this particular auditorium of the institute formally was then converted into the wonderful place like this, what we see today. So I will feel very fortunate to be present here and get a chance to speak about Palsikar Kaka. All of you who have been ardent lovers of art, fine art particularly, I feel very privileged that you are able to think about this subject as your careers, and also were able to transfer that idea into reality by becoming artists, where even today, during one's lifetime, one is not sure whether that recognition will come. And the recognition is not of sorts of only appreciation, but even monetarily. It is not easy to visualize our future with a career that still does not have adequate following. And therefore, like what Swatantravir Savarkar said, and I quote, देहाकडून देवाकडे जाताना मध्ये फक्त देश लागतो. From the point of your birth to the journey of eternity, what comes in between is your country. आणि आपण या देशाचं काहीतरी देणं लागतो. So all of you who have been able to identify this as your lifetime mission as artists, I think you have enormous contribution to people like me who once dreamt to be getting into this field as a professional. I wanted to become an architect. Of course, enter into JJ School of Art, though I had very good hand in terms of sketching and all that. I couldn't pursue because of various reasons. But what I feel is that all of you who have been able to imbibe those qualities of great people like Palsikar Kaka and bring into reality by way of your becoming great artists, I would like to salute you for your contribution and for your contribution to the country, because besides knowledge that we gain out of books and a degree, a piece of paper, the definition of which was said, as Pula Deshpande said, what is degree? Is a piece of paper who enhances your ego and nothing more. So beyond degree, on the same piece of paper, when you express your views and ideas, and the wonderful outcome of that is paintings of this nature, which many of us don't even understand sometimes when we talk about modern art. So it's a great occasion where Palsikar Kaka's disciples, lovers of his art, those who saw him, those who worked with him, those who learned from him, and those who followed him even after his physical presence in this world. I think it's a tremendous, inspiring moment. This very moment is very, very inspiring, and also a message to the world that physically we are not present. And I would like to also appreciate the contribution of all the three children of Palsikar Kaka who made their mark in society in their own way. And it is not easy to carry forward the legacy unless one takes interest, and even sometimes the parents also insist that the child should, become like them. Like many professions in medicine or law, that is the tradition or trend. But in the field of art, it is not necessary that the child will continue what his father has been doing. But two such combinations I have been able to see and see them grow is Shardul, the son of Jyotsna Madam and Sambhaji Sir, and Devadatta Padekar, Datta Padekar's son, who have been able to carry forward that legacy. But the legacy which has been also carried forward by the children of, it has been a different legacy, and I personally have benefited by observing them and their father, of course. And I really feel very privileged that I am here in front of all of you. And I really would like to say only one thing, that all of us visit this planet from a particular duration to a particular duration. But very few of us are remembered after what we do after we leave this planet. And we are fortunate to be reviving the memories of Palsikar Kaka by showing your physical presence in large numbers, and also by following him like Ekalavya, because after him many of you would have just learned from what he did and left behind. And let us all vouch that such legacy of not only Palsikar Kaka but every one of you, I am sure, is going to be as good or better than him. And let us all vouch that this memory of Palsikar Kaka remains forever. As a University of Mumbai, I feel very proud that during my tenure, the JJ School of Art got a place on the first diary that I brought out this year, because I thought our institutions affiliated to the university should be reaching the world by way of recognizing them on monumental publications that we bring out. And the first year, that is this year, we brought out a diary on JJ School of Art. Next year, we are bringing out for Sophia College and so on. But what I'm trying to say is that this legacy of the institutions, the JJ School of Art, has now become autonomous. And all of you, I'm sure you have been students of the JJ School of Art. My dream is to see that the JJ School of Art is going to be a deemed university within the next 3 to 4 years' time. And each of the subject specializations, which are now part of either School of Architecture, School of Fine Arts, or School of Commercial Art, and so on, each of those subjects will be departments of this university. And we will do everything to ensure that this academic pursuit of achieving excellence in fine arts will continue and produce more and more Palsikars, and of course many other great artists. And that would be the true homage to the memories and the works of Shri Palsikar. I once again thank all of you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, for your kind blessings. Late Professor Shankar Palsikar. May I now request the team of Shankar Palsikar Centenary Program to kindly come forward. We are about to open the catalogue, which includes few of the articles written by Shankar Palsikar and his students. May I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please open this. It's indeed a great honor to be with all those many among us. We are about to embark on a great philosophy of the century. Can we have a big round of applause, please? While they are opening the book, I'm reading a quote from the book written by late Sri Shankar Palsikar. The artist may at a loss to explain why he works in a particular way, often too personal to be understood by all, if by anyone. Remember the case of that poet who, on being asked what's the meaning of a poem he had written the last night before his, could only answer, last night, God and I knew it. At present, only God alone knows the meaning. Nevertheless, the artist believes, even if he does not find reasons to express it in an intelligent manner. That is, pushed on the partly led by a superior force, without which he could have mentioned a mere imitator or the most produced of uninspired works of art. Thank you so much. May I now request Professor Kolte